All right, welcome, beautiful people. Welcome, beautiful souls. So, I'm going through a deep transformation, and at times I need to take a moment to integrate, to feel through the changes and the process, and just allowing this beautiful journey to unfold and to be more in flow with myself, to let go of things that just no longer serve me anymore and programs that no longer serve me. But this is such a powerful time. I mean, I'm sure you can feel there's shifts happening within you. There's shifts happening in the world. And sometimes the ending can be so chaotic. But after the storm, the sun comes out. And that is the natural rhythm of life. But there is definitely deep change coming for humanity, for Earth, as we roll through this cosmos. So, this is my gift to you. This is a beautiful timeless pick a card reading, and it's exploring your next big soul lesson, what it is, why it's happening, and how you can master it. It may bring to light what was in the dark, or it may be just you receiving confirmation on what you already know. So let us set a beautiful intention to receive the right message for you. You can take a deep breath in, close your eyes if you'd like, feel into the three energies. I'll have the piles there. So we have 3 piles on the screen. Choose the one that resonates the most, and let us go through this journey of discovery together. So we've got 3 piles. It's the Phoenix, it's the Golden Spiral, and the Blooming Lotus. Yeah. Just as a reminder, tarot isn't just fortune telling. It's truly can be, yes, it can be fortune telling, but or divination. It's for me a map of your soul's growth. And over here, I don't just predict. I use this as a tool to evolve. So this reading is here to offer you deep insights and practical tools to help you step into your next level of power. So choose your pile, the one that you feel most drawn to. The timestamps are in the description below, and you can skip into the pile that you've chosen. All right, so great. Let's get started with pile number 1, the Phoenix. Rebirth, empowerment. You, dear one, have chosen the ashes. You choose the Phoenix, and that says a lot about you. It says a lot about your journey. And automatically, I can feel that you've died a few times. Yes, not physically, but pieces of you have fallen away, burnt by truth, by loss, or even growth. But your soul knows how to rise over and over again. The Phoenix is a symbol of complete inner alchemy. And in the Hermetic teachings, fire is not destruction, it is purification. So your soul is burning away what no longer serves, so that what is eternal within you can rise and unscathed, glowing. And there's this beautiful quote by Rami, and it goes, "The wound is the place where the light enters." So you've got to crack right open. So we want those wounds. We want to get that light through. So we're going to call this tarot spread the rebirth spread. Okay. And we're going to start with pulling out your tarot cards. All right. And I'm going to sort of lay them out, and I'll explain to you what each of the cards mean. So the first one that we've got for pile number 1 is 5 of Pentacles. Then we've got 6 of Swords. Okay. And we've got the 8 of Wands. And we've got the Devil card. Interesting. Okay. wants to drop out of my hand. And then we've got the Sun card. Very interesting. So we're going to start off, let me not mix up the cards. We're going to start off with the Five of Pentacles. So the first card is about endings. What are you called to release? What are you being called to release? So we've got the Five of Pentacles for that. And you've wandered through a season of spiritual winter, if I can put it that way. Symbolically, this card carries the energy of exile, the part of the hero's journey where the path feels cold and where things seem so far. But this moment is not about abandonment. It's actually about initiation. And maybe you've been working on or working at a job where no one notices those extra hours you've been pouring in. Maybe you've been the one holding the space for everyone else, doing things for everyone else. But when it's your turn, no one sort of shows up. Or maybe you are surrounded by people you've never really felt like you've connected, and you felt even more alone around them. But here's the truth with the card that no one ever really tells you. Sometimes isolation is divine preservation. You were pulled away to find yourself again. Just like that blackening phase, that ash phase, that burning phase, this loss was your soul's way of stripping away the false sense of value and showing you your inner worth. This part of your story is, though, coming to an end. Because then we've got card number 2, which is the Six of Swords, which is the spark. What are you reclaiming? What strength, as a result of this isolation, is emerging? And you've got the Six of Swords. And here comes the passage. There is now movement. It's a quiet shift. And you may sort of see the shore, or sort of kind of see something in front of you, but not quite yet. You are rowing somewhere though. And this for me signifies your healing. And it's not as loud as your pain might have been, but it's as real as that. So there's that movement. And water, as in all mystical traditions, is the element of transition. And maybe you've recently made boundaries, you've left a relationship or left friendships that dimmed your light. You've started therapy, you've booked a solo trip, or maybe you've just said, you know what, enough. And you are crossing emotional thresholds with this Six of Swords. The swords in the boat are the memories and perhaps even regrets, things that you've regretted. But you know what? They are now being used as oars to guide you on your journey. And what once hurt you is now carrying you forward. This card tells me you're reclaiming your peace. And that peace is power. Oof. We've then got the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is the rising, the phoenix. Who are you becoming? And this shift is really rapid at this point. Now watch how fast things move when you stop resisting. You've got this energy coming in hot. You've got these ideas, direction, divine timing. You are becoming the force in your own life. No more hesitation. You are aligning with this new trajectory. And you don't be surprised if synchronicities become like really, really undeniable, as if the universe has finally stopped whispering and started shouting. And This is the feeling when opportunities show up right after you finally let go. And you like receive that text that you were waiting for, or you get the call from that job, or that collaboration, but it's like a green light. Because then when we move to the next card, which is the flight path, what steps should you take to get to the next space, to the next higher level? What steps take you higher? The next aligned action. We've got the devil card. This is not a villain in your story. It is actually just a mirror. And this card isn't evil. It's actually just the honesty. It's honest. This card sits on the path representing the eye. It asks, what illusions have been entranced by you? Now, let's pause. And if you have a look at the Rider-Waite tarot, so I'm using a different tarot deck here. It has chains, okay? And in this one, we've actually got like a puppeteer, and it's controlling this being. Look at what is being controlled. Look at the chains. Are they really locked? Okay, is there really that control? What chains are you holding that you could simply just set down? To be reminded that you are actually free. You are not bound. It tells you, here is where you keep choosing fear over freedom. And it's okay, all right? But today, you could choose differently. And you are becoming more conscious of what once was unconsciously ruled you, what once unconsciously ruled you. And maybe it's like the overthinking, the obsessing over the outcome, checking the phone one more time, scrolling when you should be creating, settling for what is familiar because you're scared of your own expansion. It's like you've got to unhook from that pattern, step out of that illusion. You've already done the hard parts. Now you've just got to let it go and see this through. And then we've got the fifth card, which is the Phoenix gift. What power do you now hold to share with others? And it's so beautiful because you've got the sun. And this, it's the question of what comes next. What comes next? What do you think comes next? Joy, radiance, liberation, and not just like that surface kind, but that joy that lives in your bones because you finally remembered who you are, the child on the horse in the Rider-Waite, this woman freely dancing in freedom in the glow of the sun. And it reminds us of the divine innocence, your true nature, before the world asked you to dim it, before the world asked you to be a certain way. And in numerology, the sun is 19. And if you break it up, it's 1 and 9, the beginning and the end. And you are whole. Your cycle is complete. Now you shine. Isn't that beautiful? Because you chose the phoenix. Look at the sun. You come out stronger than ever, freer than ever. You say yes to things that scare you, but you also know that will stretch you. You laugh louder. Your glow becomes so contagious. And you're not wondering or worrying about what people are thinking. You are glowing, and that just becomes so contagious. And this card for me says, you're not healing to fix yourself. You're healing to reclaim your natural state of radiance. So let's pull out 2 more oracle cards. Just one last message from the universe, from your higher self, from the phoenix within you. And the first card that we've got here is from the Priestess of the Light Oracle deck, and it's power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. Take a moment and just feel that. You're breaking free from the karmic loops and the old cycles of struggle. The world didn't break you. It like cracked you wide open. And now, look at you. Your light is different. It's earned, it's embodied, it's yours. Because then the second oracle card that I'd like to bring out for you is the Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. And yes, it is. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, remember you are going through this journey. Pile number 1, you chose the Phoenix. Some of you might be in the beginning of this path. Some of you might be in the middle. Some of you might already start to feel like you are regaining that power. This space is where new beginnings take place. New relationships, new income, the new version of you that you feel like home. The rabbit is about fertility. It's about taking this new version of you and making it feel like home. In fact, it's not even making it feel like home. It feels like home. And you don't have to rush. It says here, now is a lucky time. So there's no rush in the moment right now. You just have to stay open. So whisper this to yourself tonight. In your quiet moments, I rise from my past with wisdom and strength. I am reborn into my highest self. The Phoenix, yeah. Say it like a prayer, say it like a promise, say it because you've already begun this journey. And when you feel the urge to retreat again, remember the ashes are behind you and the sky is yours now. Oh, Phoenix people, you guys. Yeah, so if this reading stirred something in you, if a part of you remembered who you really are, then take that flame with you. If you're ready to rise, leave this in the comments. I am the flame and I will rise again. Like this video? If it lit you inside, or little parts of you, got lit up, subscribe if you want more medicine like this, and share this with someone is standing right now in the smoke and is waiting to remember how to fly like the Phoenix. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. Pile number 2, the golden spiral. And that is about expansion and soul evolution. You chose the spiral. And that for me is really, really, truly, truly sacred. And that ancient shape that never repeats itself, yet always brings you home. The spiral is a sacred symbol. And you'll find it in galaxies, in time itself. It's a symbol of the DNA. You're not moving in, even when it feels like you're visiting wounds. You are evolving. Not just changing habits or chasing goals. You're becoming someone your past self would probably not even recognize, but your future self would be smiling. So I'm going to call this tarot spread the Spiral of Ascension. Beautiful. So we're going to have a spread, and we're going to have a couple of cards. I'll explain what each card is, but let's just pull out what cards have come up for you. So we've got the 4 of Pentacles. We have got the 8 of Cups. Ooh, why are we dropping 8 of Cups? And the 3 of Cups. The 8 of Pentacles. Okay. and the King of Pentacles. All right, very interesting. Perfect, let me lay this out nicely here. Very interesting. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Four of Pentacles. And what the Four of Pentacles is your current level. Where are you in the spiral? What stage of evolution are you in? And you've got the Four of Pentacles coming up for you. And you've been clinging to the unknown. You're holding tight to what feels, sorry, not the unknown, you're clinging to the known. And you are holding on to what feels safe at this point in time. To the familiar, to the thing that got you this far. And genuinely, that is understandable. And the Four of Pentacles is the structure of the physical world around you. Pentacles, it's what you have created, it's what you have brought into this world, be it family, be it whatever success you've built, be it career, be it your home, but it's all the things that you've physically brought into this world. You've worked hard to create this little safety or this little stability. But now, Spirit is asking, is safety keeping you small? Maybe you're in a job, okay, that you might not really love, but it pays the bills. Maybe it's a routine that comforts you. Maybe it's also something that in that routine that keeps you small. Maybe it's a version of yourself you're afraid to sort of outgrow. You're just at the edge of your comfort zone, sort of staring at the door that hasn't been opened, wondering what's behind it. And this isn't judgment, this is awareness. And that awareness is for you to understand that you're not stuck. You are just at a point where you need to take a step forward. Open the door, because then we're going to look at the Eight of Cups, the inner compass. What knowing is guiding you forward? What is guiding you forward? What is that inner compass? And we've got the Eight of Cups for you. Very interesting how walking that step, you're stepping, you're moving. And this is the soul's quiet departure. It knows that the situation that you're in right now isn't fulfilling anymore. There's a sense of you that wants to explore, that needs to find what is fulfilling again. And this card is where, the structure dissolves into spiritual seeking. So you went from creating this world to create stability, to create what feels like success for that version of yourself. But that is now dissolving, and it's now moving into a place where you are seeking something and you are taking that inner journey. You are walking away from something that once actually truly mattered to you. And I feel that energy. And even if no one else sees the courage that it takes, stepping away, moving away, that takes deep courage. You might even have left something recently already. A relationship, a belief, an identity, a job, a career. And for some of you, it's still an idea, but you are actively moving towards that. Not because it was broken, but because you are ready for more. And you felt those quiet whispers, the one that says, this isn't it. This is not it, not anymore. I can feel it. It's just like, this is, you know what? I'm past this now. It's time to move. And funny, there's this quote. Look at that beautiful woman walking away. There's this quote from a book I read in varsity. It was like an economics and politics book. But anyways, that's beside the point. There's this quote that says, if I can remember it correctly, there comes a time when you have to choose between turning the page or closing the book. And you've got to decide whether you are turning the page or closing the book entirely. Because something new, something that resonates with you, that is true to you, wants to come through. And you know that turning the pages is keeping you in the same path, in the same story, but something else wants to come through. Number 3 in the pile, which is also 3 of cups, speaks to the next expansion, your soul lesson. What lesson is opening you to the next level? And it's so beautiful because you've got the 3 of cups. You are learning, or you will be learning, depending on where you are in your journey, pile number 2. You are learning the beauty of soul community, of laughter that heals, of being truly seen by people who understand the language of your becoming. After the aloneness of your quest, the universe is gifting you mirrors, souls who see you. There are people who are going to be arriving in your life, into your space, and maybe it's not even people that you would have expected, but it's the ones that you need. You're being taught how to trust joy again, and you're being taught that celebration isn't the opposite of healing. Celebration is healing. This card, it vibrates with joy of shared purpose. And your evolution will be celebrated in sacred circles, but yeah, and no longer in that solitary drive where you were creating on your own and you were driving this vehicle on your own, but there becomes this soul community, and that is your next level. You're going to find your tribe. In fact, your tribe is going to find you because of the work that you've done, and because your soul is now ready for that ascension to move to the next level, to go on this journey of opening and seeing what is out there, breaking old patterns, moving, saying no to the things that no longer resonate. Oh, because then we've got the 4 of the card number 4, which is what you need to release, or what to release, or patterns, karmic baggage on this journey of yours. Pile number 2, the spiral. What is no longer aligned with your expansion? Because this pile is about expansion. This is about soul expansion. And you've been feeling this. You've been feeling this need to expand yourself. And though the comfort has been great, but you also know that it's not helping with your growth. You've got the 8 of Pentacles. What no longer is aligned with your expansion? Now, with the 8 of Pentacles, you've mastered a lot, and you've been doing a heck of a lot of work. And yes, maybe you've been doing it alone. This is the soul craftsman, your attention to detail, your devotion to growth. It's not going unnoticed. But what Spirit is whispering to you is you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to perfect it all alone anymore. You need to let go. You don't need to over perfect. You do not need to grind your soul into the shape of someone else's success story. Release the belief that more effort equals more worth. You are not your productivity. I don't know if you're understanding me. Your expansion doesn't require you to burn out. Let your efforts be seen, let your work be honored, but it is not for you to put more effort in order to feel more worthy. Okay, let's move to card number 5. This is a very, very heavy one. Yeah, it's a very heavy one. You don't need to do more to feel more. You are already worthy. And when you see your own efforts, honor your own efforts. Honor it. Others will honor it too. Thank you. And then we've got the activation key. What anchors you in this growth? Okay. What practice or belief or action anchors your higher frequency? Okay. And we've got the King of Pentacles. Embodiment of the divine abundance. And in this one, he sits with this beautiful pentacle in his hand, and in the Rider White, he sits on this throne, rooted in his radiance. This is your anchoring. You've got to trust the wealth of spirit. Do you understand? You don't have to hustle for what you already are. Maybe your next level is about owning your value in rooms where you once shrunk. Maybe it's asking to be paid what you're worth. Or maybe your value isn't even linked to your job title. Your title or any title, but purely the value you bring in whatever shape or form. Or saying, I am enough as I am. And right now, you are learning to hold wealth energetically, spiritually, and in the material world with grace. This is no longer about striving, it's about receiving. Because look here, I'm going to pull out the Oracle card. We've got alchemize. You take that energy and you alchemize it. You are being shown the bigger picture. Your future self is guiding you forward. You are seeing something others can't yet even imagine. That's because you're meant to lead them there. The lead that shows people something new and different. And that's okay to snap out of all the rules put in place to keep us in the same cycles. You are alchemizing. You are the alchemist. You take something or an idea, you change it and you fold it and you make it into something else. You are the alchemist. And then we've got River of Blessings, releasing constraints. What a beautiful pile, number 2. It's the cycle. You go through the entire cycle, you come back to yourself, but you come back so different. And you let go of control, you let go of resistance, and you let joy be the map. You let joy be the map. There are miracles coming into or in currencies that you didn't even create, but you are ready to receive it. You're in this flow state. You're ready for this quantum leaps. This is such a beautiful pile. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Really breaking the patterns and just letting go of the old and bringing in the community and the tribe and realizing you are so strong and powerful. Ooh. And when you're ready, you can speak these words, or use this as an affirmation. I release my grip on the old. The 4 of Pentacles. I release my grip on the old. I open my palms to the new. What is mine flows to me, and I receive it with grace. And, if this path still feels blurry, it's okay. You really don't need to see the whole spiral. Just keep taking the next aligned step and keep trusting the wisdom inside your bones. It is ancient and it knows the way. If you felt that the spiral moving in you today, if you felt it, if the path ahead of you is, still a little bit unknown, but somehow it does feel safe, then let me know in the comments. I trust the spiral. I trust my soul. Thank you. Like this video if it brought you clarity, and subscribe if you want to walk this journey with me. And send this to someone else who's also trying to level up quietly the way only souls do. Thank you. Pile number 2. All right. Let's clear the space for pile number 3. The beautiful Lotus. And I'm just packing the cards from pile number 2. Let's go to pile number 3. The blooming Lotus. Ooh, the Lotus, the Lotus, the Lotus. Okay. So you chose the Lotus, the sacred bloom that rises from the mud. And this tells me that you've endured. You've endured a lot. But also that you are becoming something so exquisite. You didn't just come here to bloom. You came here to bloom through the mud, the muck, the mud, the thing that holds you down. Your soul is working at depths that not everyone can see. But healing isn't loud. It's not always pretty. It's raw. And yes, it's cyclical. It's sacred. But let's start off with an oracle card for this deck. For this pile number 3, let's start off with an oracle card. And you've got here the healing heart. Power of self-love. You're healing old emotional wounds, and you're learning to receive as much as you give. You're not just healing, you're becoming someone who heals others by being fully yourself. Let's honor that unfolding. Let's honor your unfolding. The seed is germinating, and it's pushing through the mud and becoming. And I've recently started reading Brianna Wiest. I hope I'm saying her surname correctly. And this comes from The Human Element, her book called The Human Element, where she says, you are not broken, you are becoming. And through all the hardship, you are becoming something so beautiful, like the lotus. That's why you chose the lotus. You will choose something that resonates with where you are at. So pile number 3, you are becoming something so beautiful. And we're just going to call this pile the blooming Lotus, because you are blooming. All right. So I do have a spread out for you. I've got 5 tarot cards. Each of the tarot cards sort of have a meaning. So you know how tarot spreads work. So we're going to take out the tarot cards first, and then I'll take you through each of the cards, 1 to 5, and I'll explain what each card means in your journey. So we've got the death and rebirth. I like that. Instead of the death card, it's death and rebirth. Then we've got the Tower. Ooh, this is going to be a really, really, we've got the Tower. Okay. Then we've got the World card. And I'm going to redo this one. King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, I forgot about you, forgot about you. Okay, let's do that again. Alrighty. Let's move the cards out and clear for pile number 3. The blooming lotus. And you chose the blooming lotus. You chose the lotus, the sacred bloom that rises from the mud. And for me, this tells me that you have endured a lot. But also, you are becoming something exquisite. You didn't just come here to bloom, but you came here to bloom through the mud, that hard, heavy mud. And how beautiful is that? Your soul is working at depths that not everyone can see. But healing isn't always loud. It's not always pretty. It's raw, it's cyclical, but it's sacred. Let's start off for this pile. Let's start off with an oracle card. And we've got here the healing heart, power of self-love. You're healing old wounds. You're healing old emotional wounds. You're learning to receive as much as you give. You're becoming someone who heals others by being fully yourself. Let's honor that unfolding for you. Let's honor your unfolding. The seed is germinating and it's pushing through the mud and it's becoming. And I've recently started reading Brianna Wiest. I don't know if you know her books, but in her one book, The Human Element, she's got a quote that says, "You are not broken, you are becoming." And what's that for me resonates. Through all the hardship, through all the tough times, you are becoming something beautiful, like the lotus. And that's why you chose the lotus. You know what you're going through in your journey. You know what it's taken to get you this far. So I've got a tarot spread for you, and we're going to call it the blooming lotus because you are blooming in your cycle right now. And we're going to have a look at the spread. So I've got 5 tarot cards for you. And each card has a question, has sort of a direction of where you are going. So let's call out, let me show you the cards first, and then I'll let you know what each of the cards mean. All right. So we've got the King of Pentacles. And we've got the Rebirth, or the Death card, formally. And I like the Death and Rebirth. And so many major arcanas, I must say. We've got the Tower card. And we've got the World card. And we've got the Moon. So this pile, for me, is one major arcana after the next. But it's a very powerful pile because you've been through a lot. But you are turning into something so beautiful. So we'll start with card number 1, where we look at the root. What is being healed at the core? What's at the heart of your healing journey? And we've got the King of Pentacles. And at the center of your healing is the safety. It's not just survival, but deep rooted safety. And you know what I'm picking up? Your sacred masculine, because we have masculine and feminine within every human, whether you're whatever gender you choose to be. You have sacred masculine within you. And perhaps that part of you has long been ignored. I was about to say ignored. It's rising to protect your softness. Maybe you've been the stable one for everyone else, the provider, the rock, and, the strong one, quote, unquote, the strong one. You're the strong one. But now you're building a life of safety, not from fear, but from wisdom, from knowing that you are worthy of the same care that you give to others. Okay, then we move to card number 2 in our spread placement, and that is the stem. Your support, what is your support, the strength during your healing? What is going to hold you steady through this process? Because this is a healing process. You are becoming something. Through the tough times, you are becoming something. And we've got the death. So what's holding you steady through this process? And you've got the death card, which I think is really, really interesting. Death and rebirth. The great alchemist. And in the Hermetic tradition, this is the stage of dissolution, where the ego sort of just releases control and the soul breathes freely. Something is falling away, or maybe it already has, whether it be a friendship, a label, a dream that you had, a version of you, even that dream that you had that no longer is like, oh, yeah, no, I'm letting go of that dream. I don't know, just older version of myself having this dream. It's no longer resonating with me. I'm letting go. I'm letting go of that version of you, or you're letting go of that version of you. You didn't lose it. You're releasing it. You know you are meant never to fit into something that you've outgrown. And this death card is your liberation. It is your strength. The ending of something. That pain is real, but so is the space that it's leaving behind. Space for something that is truer, that is more freeing, that resonates with the new you. And then we're going to look at card number 3, which is the blue, because this is the lotus. What's ready to open? What new joy, love, or expression is blossoming in your life? And it's so interesting that you got the Tower card for this. Okay. And this one hits. This is that major arcana, that sudden endings, shocking realizations, emotional avalanches. This is like that sacred rapture. And it's not distraction, but it's actually just divine redirection. But the universe wants to offer this. So you could see it as, oh my God, distraction. Or you could see it as divine redirection. The tower only falls, and the universe wants to offer this to you. The tower only falls when what was built was never meant to hold the full truth of who you are. And now you are standing in the rubble, and you are realizing your roots have survived. So what's blooming? What's ready to open? Well, that's going to come after the crumble. And when it does, it won't just open, it'll radiate. It's the ending that allows the space for you to choose what you want to bloom with a solid foundation, with the new you. The death card, the tower card, definitely fitting for the lotus, the narrative of the lotus. You will radiate. You will come out and bloom after the rubble, the mud. You will come through, but you will have stronger roots. You'll have a blank canvas to start afresh with something that truly resonates with you and where you are now at. Then we're going to look at card number 4, and this is the waters. What you're being nourished by, what energies are replenishing you right now, because that's important. Going through hectic times, there's something that you need to lean on as you start to rebuild. So interesting, because you've got the world card. So what energies are replenishing you now? The world. And it's another major arcana. And sure, yeah, this pile is something, I tell you. This pile is something. It's deep transmutation. It's changing your literal essence into a higher state. And you've completed a cycle. You are integrating heaven and earth. Your story, once fragmented, is now whole. This is what's nourishing you now. It's the completion, it's the closure, it's the karmic cycle's ending. And maybe you've also felt those subtle shifts, or feeling that subtle shift in you. And you are feeling a little less resistant, more peaceful. That's your healing taking root. The world card, especially after the tower and the death card, boom, it's completion, fulfillment, and the culmination of a journey. And it often indicates a sense of joyous completion and the ability to embrace new beginnings. You are being filled now with global and cosmic energy, and knowing that your story matters. And like that deep sigh that says, I've made it through this. And then we look at card number 5. Card number 5 is the light, your gift after healing. What healing wisdom will you carry forward into the world? And you've got the moon. It's intuition, it's dreams, it's mystery, it's sensitivity, it's the lunar vision. You are learning to trust the unseen. It's that feminine energy rising. And no, not the female rising, okay? It's the feminine energy within you rising. The divine feminine whispering. You don't even need to explain, just be. And your inner knowing is your compass now. It's going to guide you, not your fear. You don't have to explain your path to anyone. You were born to walk between the worlds, to dream for others until they can dream for themselves. Oh, pile number 3. Oh, what a journey. What a journey. Let's close it off with 2 oracle cards, a gentle hug from source, from your future self, thanking you for your journey. Because this one is a heavy one, but it's one that was needed. Yeah. Okay. And what I think is so beautiful, because the first oracle card was healing the heart. You've got navigate with the heart. So this has really got to do with your heart chakra. What are you bringing forward? Navigate with your heart. And healing the heart, and now you're navigating with the heart. It is time to lead with gentle strength, with forgiveness, with self-love, to lead with an open heart, because it is safe now. And then you've got The koala. Spirit has a plan. Oh, you don't need all the answers. Spirit has a plan. Trust the timing and the quiet unfolding of your healing journey. And I know this is going to sound like, like a simple quote, but when you truly understand, it is not the end goal that we seek. It is the beautiful journey that we are on, embracing every single moment and step with such gentle care on ourselves. Because sometimes it's beautiful and sometimes it's genuinely so tough. And you've got to go through that. You've got to be gentle on yourself, but it's honoring the journey. Sometimes when you get to the end and you're like, oh, I did it, you're like, oh, actually the journey was more fun than the end result. So it's really just unfolding your healing journey. Belief and trust is a muscle. You have to practice just knowing it's coming. And you've got to trust, like Spirit says, Spirit has a plan. Spirit has a plan, but you've got to trust that Spirit has a plan. So you've got to actually practice that. And you can try small things. Let me give you an example. I recently experienced, I said to the universe, I said to source guides, beings of light, whatever you pray to, let's call it God for now, or sacred source. I said, I'm overflowing, and this is me now saying this out loud, I'm overflowing with love, and I am feeling so overflowing, like I'm over flourishing within myself. And I'm not sure how or where, but I would love to give back. Completely just give back in whatever form I can. And then I completely forgot about what I had asked. And literally a week later, I'm at a couples retreat with my husband. And I was on plant medicine. I took San Pedro and we went on a journey of deep connection. Okay. But the beautiful medicine woman, the healer, beautiful goddess, approached me and said, hey, would you be interested? We are having a charity event and I'd like your expertise to give like a career workshop to these young, beautiful girls. And I was like, yes, there's my answer. There, I had asked about it a week ago. So it's just trusting the plan. Sometimes you ask and put something out there, it unfolds. So you've got to like practice and trust and believe that what you put out, that you will experience that. And yeah, so it's trusting the plan. You've got to practice that. So that happened, and it was beautiful. It was an amazing experience, and I definitely want to give back some more. But that's just an example. So it's like about taking baby steps, small little practices, until you build up to that real deep trust in this beautiful and expansive universe. Power. And as you build that trust, you will see synchronicities and magic happening around you. You will see it. Here's an affirmation for you. I open my heart to healing and receive the joy of my soul's true path. Say it like a mantra. Say it until it feels like sunlight on your skin. Say it even when the petals haven't fully opened yet, because they will, okay? Beautiful. Pile number 3, your journey. Whew. Whew. Power. And I honor your journey. And I thank you for taking this journey to bring light to yourself and to others. Thank you. Beautiful lotus, blooming lotus. I'm going to call pile number 3. Y'all are all blooming lotuses. So if you have felt your own unfolding in this reading, if something tender inside you exhaled, then honor that. Not everything has to be fixed. Not everything has to be explained. Sometimes the healing is just being here, still breathing, still blooming. And if that's where you are right now, leave in the comment section. I bloom at my own pace. I trust my healing. Like this video if it helped you softly, and subscribe if you are ready to bloom into your next season. And maybe send this to someone who's healing quietly, because healing, we do it behind closed doors, to be honest. We don't walk around, sharing the deepest parts of ourselves just openly and randomly, but we go through healing in such quiet ways. And just to know, when you send this to someone, just know they don't need saving, they just need space to bloom, the same way you are blooming. Thank you for sitting in this sacred space with me. I'll see you in the next one. Same soul frequency, but just a different message. Love you all. I'm sending you deep healing and love and light. And thank you for sitting with me and receiving this beautiful message from the cosmos, from your higher self, from your guides. And we say thank you for them to come through to share this message with you.